Welcome back to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. And thank you so much for staying with us. We're now at 7:46 a.m. So if you're getting to work for 8 a.m., you literally have about 15 minutes to drop them children off and to get sitting behind your desk. Remember to drive safely on our nation's roads. We continue to celebrate International Women's Day and women far and wide, primarily here on the island of Tobago. And our next conversation, we speak to another beautiful young woman this morning, and she has a major achievement this morning. We say welcome to Kedisha Thomas, actor and storyteller. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Of course, a pleasure having you here in studio with us this morning. And before we even talk about the festival, we want to talk about International Women's Day and what does it mean to you?
So R.S. Gray, an American author, said she believed that she can, so she did.
Correct.
And that just simply means turning your challenges into triumph and standing in your power and your voice.
Wow.
So that is what International
listen
Women's
to me.
Day.
I was not prepared for that. I wasn't ready for that this morning, but I welcome it. You know, you were so ready to respond to that. And I feel as if it actually means something to you.
It does.
You know, and
it's
so
something that I put into my daily life. It's a quote that I say to myself almost every day to kind of just keep me going and to keep me drive up.
And you know, a woman in the arts, I mean, and she gave me a big sigh. How has your journey been being in the arts as a woman?
It's been a little rocky because it kind of dominant. So you had to find your footing. And once you find your footing, I continuously hear, Kedisha is a powerhouse. Kedisha, stop hiding behind the scenes. Kedisha, stop doing this. Stop. Come out, come out. So I eventually ventured into acting and I stayed writing behind the scenes for persons. And again, I kept hearing, Kedisha, stop, come out from the shadows. Come out, come out, come out. And last year, because I turned 30 last year, and during the year, I was like, go and lay your voice. Go outside of acting and doing people's work and telling character story. Let the public understand what Kedisha is really about. So I was able to kind of step into that, and it has taken me to this position right now.
And here we are in this position, all right, heading to the International Arts Festival in Bridgetown. What does that mean for you in terms of listening to the voices that kept saying to you, come out from the background, step forward? What does it mean to you now that you have taken that advice and you're putting your whole self into the arts?
To me, it's like watching yourself in the mirror and giving yourself a hug and a kiss.
All right.
Because sometimes we are our worst critics sometimes. We go very, very hard on ourselves. And I sit down and I look at myself and I be like, okay, look at the work. And I say, okay, I need to do this over. And look at the work and okay, I need to do this over. And then you are now accepted in a space that you never even dream about. I did not know about the festival initially, right? Someone from the festival reached out to me after they saw my performances at the first National Poetry Slam last year. And they said, you would be great to be at the festival and that kind of thing. So I did my research and whatnot. And I was like, okay, no problem. So I applied. And when I applied, I received the email in January that I was indeed accepted. And again, it's just like looking at yourself and saying, girl, you deserve this.
Right. So even being a participant, right? Did you even feel like lesser than when you saw other actors or other persons in the field? How did you feel being a part of that Bridgetown International Art Festival? Did you feel at any point, or you always felt empowered from the time you stepped foot in Barbados? Because I used to be Asian, you know. I don't know if you know that. I'm joking. I'm very Tobago girl. So how did you feel like them? Because this is so amazing. You wouldn't even understand.
So I hadn't reached Barbados yet.
Oh, really?
The festival starts March 21st.
Really?
And it's a week-long festival.
Okay.
But when I got the acceptance letter, I didn't feel like questioning myself anymore. I felt like questioning myself. Time for that has passed. And once I got the acceptance letter, I felt like, girl, own it.
Right.
God didn't put you on this stage or brought you this far to now say, I wonder if I should have, or if there is better than. I will show them that I am.
Wow, that was deeper. I feel like I should be on a t-shirt.
Yes. Yes,
nuts and
I
salad.
like the fact that you've come to a place where you are so confident in who you are and forgetting about, because sometimes we focus on the distractions, we focus on the noise, we focus on the competition. And here you are as a woman owning your space, you know, and focusing on you, focusing on what you can do, focusing on who you are. And you know, I must say congratulations to you. I believe
Yes,
that
thank
you
you.
will represent well.
Thank you. I
Of course,
will.
we're giving you all the supports. Tobago Updates. Let me
Receive.
just tell you something about Tobago Updates television, especially this host. Anytime anybody from Tobago is leaving Tobago shores, even if you're going Trinidad, we're screaming the loudest for you. So you do have our support. When you go there to represent, you have our support. We'll be, you know, rallying the troops. We'll be rallying the troops behind you, and I believe that you can represent well. In terms of you going out there on that, it's an international. Yes, it's been held in Barbados, but it's an international festival. So as Abeni was saying, people will be coming from far and wide,
Yes, so
from
it's a
all different parts. People who might have been training since they were two, you know, on this stage. How do you bring yourself, represent yourself and your island in a space that is, you know, multicultural, because you have so many different people coming in there?
So firstly, the festival was designed with poets, storytellers, griots in mind, theater practitioners in mind. So my job, and has always been as a creative from the moment I took on the mantle of being a creative, my job is to always truthfully express our cultural heritage and give our cultural expressions through the creative forms that I know best, and it's through my words. So I was able to do that with the reigning Miss Lauren Rive, Miss Rachel Cattell. She produced some of my work at the Best Village. So now it's time for me to do so, and I am just very, very excited to just showcase what Trinidad and Tobago can do.
I am hearing everything coming from deep within you. You feel like you're sounding as though you're born so. You know that kind of way, you know that expression?
Well, I
So,
come out from
yeah,
some of the grades
right.
because I am related to the late Miss Canetta Bob.
Oh, Auntie Canetta, she gave me
Yes.
some pinches for 12 and
Yes.
under, but yeah, she was awesome. So it's like, are there any female actors or storytellers you look up to, like you see yourself mirroring them, or like anybody at all female?
Talking women, my grandmothers come first. They were my pillars all my life and still are. I'm thankful that they are still alive.
Yes.
Dr. Hazel and Gibbsy Pisa and Madeline George, and then all of my great aunts.
Yeah.
Right? They have been with me along the way. And then the late Canetta Bob and Eastlyn Mackenzie. I was privileged to work with her last year with the remake that TPAC did for Turn of the Tide. So, and then internationally, the Angela Bassett and the Viola Davis, where acting is concerned. But just being able to look at all the women in the world and see the accomplishments, and it's just... How could you sometimes sit down and really question your skin color, who you are, what you can achieve, what rooms you deserve to step in or not? So
I love that. I feel empowered. I feel as though I could go and act now.
And let me tell you what stood out the most for me in your response to this is the fact that you started off at home. There are so many women in this 8 billion people on the planet, so many women in the world, and you started off at home, honoring your grandparents, your grandmothers. And I salute you for that. I really do salute you for that. And I like your humility. And I do hope that all the lessons that you've learned on your journey and all the empowerment that came from these women, whether far or wide, that you are able to express it. And that other young women are looking up to you and can also glean from your energy as well. And in talking about other young women coming up, what are some of the things that you have been focusing on or have even considered in terms of bringing up the next generation to ensure that they can walk into their feminine power and stand on any stage that they are called to stand on?
So in everything I do, I honor those that would have paved the way, and I make room for those that are coming up. So I have to be an example all around because I have sisters, right? And my grandparents did it for me. They've been very positive. Even in my downtime, they've been very positive, and all the women. So my job is to really and truly make room, always hold a sister hand, always make sure that this is a safe space. And I'm not talking about the room, but who I am. So I do that within my craft and who I am as a person.
Wow.
So even after the festival, right? When it happens, you feel that it might go international or so, or you don't know what might happen. Like
No,
how do you feel it?
I plan
As
to
you
go
should. I
international.
hope that you do because
Yeah.
you're singing good and you're looking. You know, people in the arts have a look. I was in humanities when I was at UA and they all have this look and they were so like I know this people say song is stereotypical, but I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it and
No,
I
in the
really hope
arts,
that you
yeah.
accelerate and you just
I receive it.
break every single glass ceiling that there is.
And bring the sunshine wherever you go because I really feel so warm with you here. I really feel that sunshine, that magic, that treasure on the inside of you. So let's, just go out there in the world and just share it. Just sprinkle your gold dust on everybody.
I will.
Just sprinkle it on everybody. Thank you so much for coming in this morning and sharing, your experience, your journey and your preparation for the festival. We wish you the very, very best. And we continue to say happy International Women's Day to you. Continue to represent yourself, represent your island, represent your family, your grandmothers, all those who went before you and all those who are coming up after you. And we do wish you the very, very best. Ladies and gentlemen, before we end the morning show, I want to say a special good morning to our women who are on the live this morning. Miss Pearl Murray Beard, how dare I forget you? Happy International Women's Day. You're always there in our corner, always sending words of encouragement to us. And I want to say happy Monday to you. Happy International Women's Day to you. And I do wish you the very, very best. All of you who continue to give us your support. Happy International Women's Day. We'll be speaking about you all week. Everything we talk about, I'm sure you can find some parts of it on the inside of you. And so we continue to celebrate you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we have to end the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. But it is not where we end our programming. We head on over to GMT. And as we go, we continue speaking to women and about women. So you want to stay with us. And as we go, we invite you to help us. Ladies, share the live, share the live, share the live.